All right, guys. I wanted to say welcome to everyone. Thank you for coming in, guys. This has been working for the past year. It's been very draining. We're very excited to show you this. It's been a lot of hard work from all of us. We couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you for showing up to the grand opening. Enjoy this, guys. We're gonna cut this ribbon. We're gonna smash this bottle of champagne. We're gonna have lunch for everybody. So let's smash this bottle and then we cut the ribbon. Thank you, guys.
What's going on, Reef Builders? I am in Orlando, Florida, taking a break from the winter weather in Denver to come to the grand opening of the WorldWide Corals Superstore. These guys have been working on their first ever store built from the ground up to just be a temple of reefing, from the dry goods to the products to the displays. There's so much stuff to show you, so we're gonna go inside and see what it's all about. Okay, so I'm at the front of the store here at WorldWide Corals, and as you can see, this hallway goes all the way down to the back, but it's extremely well organized with dry goods clearly labeled and all the livestock at the back. So if you want to see the good stuff, you have to go all the way to the back to see all the corals and all the fish. However, right when you walk in, there's this beautiful, very original, creative, shallow Pentagon Lagoon display. This is a really interesting tank. I don't really know what the inspiration was for this tank. I know we're going to be visiting this tank a lot as it grows over time. But let me give you just a quick look. It is extremely well organized with some really interesting ridges here you can see that all kind of radiate away from a mangrove tree. And I think this tank is only like a couple months old, but it's already rocking about, I would say, 300 to maybe 400 corals of all different types and sizes. So this is a tank, I'm not sure what they're calling it yet, but we're gonna take a general walk around the store and I wanna show you all the things about this place that I really love as a veteran of the retail aquarium store scene. And so let's take a walk around, and I'm just gonna try to bring you along for the ride. So right when you walk in, there's a beautiful counter display right here. We got some of the generals talking strategy here, and a beautiful fish tank. How many gallons is this fish tank behind you guys?
About 650.
650 gallons. And do you have a theme that you're going for it?
Fish only.
Besides fish only? Big showy fish, huh? Yeah. Very nice. How long has this been set up?
About 3 months.
How long?
About 3 months.
About 3 months. Wow, I can't wait to see some of these fish grow up and become the showstoppers that they can be, especially this threadfin snapper right here. That's gonna be a big, chunky, showy fish. All right. Gotta love that general gray theme, but one thing that totally will grab your attention when you walk in is this giant rack right here of all the most premium aquarium products in the reef aquarium industry. We've got a section from DD, the aquarium solution, with one of my favorite things. The Clarice Gen 2, Ecotech Marine needs no introduction. We got lights, we got pumps, and a display tank that's gonna showcase only Ecotech Marine products. Right next to that, we have Nios from Germany, showing off some of their protein skimmers, some of their additives, the torque reactor, more torque reactors, some small skimmers. Next to that, we have Aqualumination with some primes and some hydras, and of course another tank to showcase the lights made by Aqualumination. And this is kind of a first. There's a big section for bulk reef supply, which most fish stores would consider a competitor because they're selling all this bulk stuff right here, including reverse osmosis units. But no, it's just really cool to see that camaraderie and collaboration between an online company and a dry goods company, or a retail, brick and mortar retail store, and then Brightwell Aquatics. Here we've got all the salts and all the additives from Brightwell, and it's just a really showy display that they've put together here. Really impressed. This is one of those things that I wish more stores would invest time in. So right next to all of the premium retail Reef Aquarium gear, one of my biggest pet peeves, and I'm sure you've experienced this before, you go into a fish store and they have 3 tanks or 4 tanks or just so few tanks that you can't really get inspired. But WorldWide Corals is really changing that trend with a big old island of aquariums here from some of the best aquarium companies in the business. We got Waterbox, Pro Clear, Planet Aquariums, a little bit more Waterbox, some nano tanks, there's some JBJs, and just, you know, a real selection. I think these are all rimless tanks, which is actually kind of funny. So not a single all glass aquarium or Aqueon plastic braced aquarium in this island. It's only rimless for these guys, and a few more over there to look at. And you know, some general consumables here. We got some food, some test kits, some coral food. This is some of the, you know, basic stuff you'd resupply on. A bunch of Hanna reagents and checkers, which reminds me, I think I'm out of a couple things, so I'm gonna have to re-up while they have their sale going on. And then here's just a little bit more of the general chemical purification. We got some plumbing supplies, activated carbon, and a lot of general pre-filters. So let me show you one thing that is really, really, really awesome. They've got 3 vats. It's probably one of the first places I've ever seen. I've seen places that sell 1 type of seawater or 2 types, but these guys are going all in with 3 different seawater mixes from Brightwell, Neomarine, Instant Ocean, and Accuracy 1, the seawater mix from 2 Little Fishies that you guys know we use at the Reef Builder Studio. So let me show you one of the coolest things I think I've ever seen at any fish store. This is not just an aquascaping department here at WorldWide Corals. We've got some dry rock from Marco Rock, some Real Reef, and then some other locally made man-made rock here. But this is really, really cool because this is not just an aquascaping area. There's an aquascaping table there, an aquascaping table over there. But what you can do is on the fly in real time, as you're aquascaping, you can actually know how much weight all the rocks that you're selecting will actually cost you. So we got Jacob here doing a demonstration, and when I found this table, I was definitely like pressing the middle, pressing the side, pressing the middle, pressing the side. So yeah, like on the fly as you're aquascaping, whether a customer is doing this for themselves or one of their associates is doing it for a customer, you can see exactly how much it's going to cost, how much weight it's going to take up. This is really, really brilliant. It's really just going to add to the fun of aquascaping, and also it's kind of staying within your budget, because like a lot of times when you put a bunch of rocks together, you just simply don't know. So thanks, Jacob, for demonstrating what this table is all about, and let me take you around the store a little bit more. Now here in the back of the tank beside the bathroom, we have a very large anemone cubed aquarium. This was actually at the farm, so if you've seen some of the previous videos, you might have noticed this very tall tank. And what I love is this is a ginormous tank with one single Radion Gen 4 Pro, and on the side you have a wide assortment of foods, some of the best foods from San Francisco Bay brand and Ocean Nutrition as well. But one tank that is going to get a lot of love and coverage in the future is this brand new 1,500 gallon Reef tank. I don't have the time to just dive into every single system and display here at WorldWide Corals, but I can bet you that we are going to be featuring this tank over and over and over throughout the years, because it's freshly planted, freshly aquascaped. It's got a whole filtration system in the back, but today I really just want to show you the store. So we're about halfway through. Let me show you a little bit kind of the livestock arrangement here. Basically, there's a long row of mowed racks for the fish and invertebrates on the side. And over here, kind of it looks like an L-shaped tank, but it's actually 2 tanks kind of butted up to a corner. And this is where some of the larger, more showy fish aquarium fish are in. So butterflies, tangs, angels, and a lot more sturgeon fish here in the corner. So let's take a look at the fish and invertebrate racks, and then wrap it up with the corals. All right, so here is a nice long wall of mode retail aquarium racks. I'd like to think that WorldWide Corals took some inspiration from the Fish Hotel at the Reef Aquarium studio. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, looks like 10 or 12 mode racks, mode retail racks, and these are filled with fish, invertebrates. They kind of turned them into little reef displays, but I think over time these will probably migrate to be a little bit more just kind of fish friendly, fish handling. But there's a lot of people right now in line waiting to get their fish, and like I said, yesterday was an absolute madhouse. There's no way I could have even done this video yesterday because there were so many people waiting in line to get fish. Like this whole area between the coral tanks and the fish tanks was just wall-to-wall bodies. It was insane. But here's a lot more fish than you've ever seen at WorldWide Corals before. But the main event surely is going to be these large, long, flat, shallow tanks here in the center. Very different from what WorldWide Corals did at the previous shop, and it's loaded with corals. We're going to find a window of opportunity to take a closer look so that you can see the wide variety of corals that are available for sale here at the WorldWide Corals Superstore. Alright, so the main retail display here at WorldWide Corals' new flagship stores, I think these are 3-foot by 12-foot tanks, about 16 to 18 inches deep. Everything here is lit with Radeon Gen 4 Pros just across the board, just for that homogeneity. But you gotta realize, man, these tanks were kind of slapped together probably just in the last few weeks, so the corals actually do look great. They have a pretty reasonable degree of organization. Here's a lot more of the show colonies. This is an organized manner for all the frags to be presented with a variety of prices, a variety of types, hardiness, and I guess easiness. And then they're capped off by a couple of square tanks. There's a couple shallow square tanks. Here we've got a lot of soft coral frags, a lot of anemones, and as you can see, this is this is just one long buffet for shopping for wild and captive grown corals here at the store. It has been a fascinating weekend coming to Orlando and seeing the fruits of the WorldWide Corals vision in this retail store. As a fellow veteran of the retail aquarium world, I am thoroughly impressed, especially this added push into developing the relationships with some of the dry good manufacturers, from that super crazy awesome wall over there to these branded vats of seawater. Now there's one last thing that I haven't shown you, and I know we're going to dive more deeply into this area of the WorldWide Corals Superstore in the future, but this is not open to the public every day. It's pretty much just for this weekend. We've got all these vats. This is the new WorldWide Corals Super Farm, just packed and packed and packed with corals. This is one of the most awesome parts of this location. They're able to centralize all of their operations, and there's so many corals here, and they don't look like they were just moved. It looks like these tanks have been set up for a long time, and that's partially due to the fact that they actually moved their farm and their systems and their corals and the tanks in here. So we're going to be visiting this side of the place and do dedicated videos on the WorldWide Corals farm in the future. Let me just give you a small sampling of what's inside some of these tubs. Man, what a fun weekend it's been coming to the WorldWide Corals Superstore grand opening. I've known Vic and Lou and Ryan long enough to have a feel for what their vision is like, so I didn't have to ask too many questions to know that they were really going to raise the bar with the WorldWide Coral Superstore. So if you're in the Orlando or Central Florida area, you're definitely going to want to come by and check out this shop, especially if you're a diehard reefer. So thanks for tuning in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you have any questions for me or the WorldWide Corals crew, go ahead and drop a comment down below, and we'll catch you on the next video.